watching, thank you for subscribing. It must be that time of year because I'm getting so many messages saying, please tell me, how do I cope with the retinol peel or the Retin A peel if you're on a prescription strength product? And trust me, I feel your pain because I'm going to drop in some pictures of my face. I was filming it this morning just for you guys, and I did that, and basically a snowstorm started. It was like that scene from The Breakfast Club where Ali Sheedy starts shaking off her dandruff, except this was face druff. It was not good. Anyway, I feel your pain. We all suffer. Only the toughest skins do not peel when they use some form of retinol or retinoic acid. Here's how we cope. Right, let's start with the easiest thing you can do to get rid of the dead skin, which is what you need to do. Sorry, it's in a carrier bag here because my cats are on the floor and they'll start attacking things. When you are in the shower, in the bath, and your skin is super damp and you start to touch it and the skin rolls off, that's the time to gently exfoliate. And the secret is a Primark microfibre cloth. Here's what it looks like out of the packaging. It's £1.50. When it's damp and your face is damp, it will very, very gently slough off the dead skin cells. Please don't be tempted. Sorry, my cat's just been up here. I've got cat hair all over me. Please don't be tempted to peel. Even the act of doing this is essentially, you have to do it before you can put makeup on, but it's essentially taking off the dead skin cells, and it will expose new, sensitive, super sensitive skin. Whatever you put on afterwards is going to tingle a little bit, it really is. Now, if you don't peel and you're using a retinol, it doesn't mean that product's not working. The peeling is not a sign it's working. In some ways it is, in the sense that you know it's having a physical effect on your skin, but just because your skin isn't peeling doesn't mean to say a retinol isn't working. 90% of the retinols out there, certainly something less than 1%, I can use and my skin will not peel. In fact, my regular, most nights retinol is the Paula's Choice 1%. I never peel with it, I never have peeled with it, and yet I know people that do. I use NEOSTRATA Retinol NAG. In winter, my skin peels. I know some people who don't peel. It's about your skin's retinol receptors and levels of sensitivity. Paula Begone, the founder of Paula's Choice, can't use any retinol. She's completely retinol intolerant. So that's one end of the extreme. Somebody with really tough skin is at the other end of the extreme, who perhaps can use retinol NAG and not peel, or medicate crystal retinol and not peel. I'm sitting somewhere at around 80–90% if you think that Paula is zero tolerance and some people are 100% tolerance. Please don't think a retinol isn't working just because you're not peeling. But how do you cope with the peeling? Well, you exfoliate it away. And then what you need to do is you need to break out the moisturiser. And you know me, I am not a fan of moisturising creams, but I'm going to introduce you to everything that I keep in my cupboard on my shelf that I will use when my skin is dehydrated and when the barrier function has been, very politely shall we say, by using retinol, because that's what happens. Your barrier function goes, and when your barrier function goes, your skin is going to be prone to dehydration and sensitivity. So you need to repair that barrier function, and the best way to do it is with an unscented, nice, rich moisturiser. There's one for every budget. Please don't think that you're going to have to spend a fortune to do this. Indeed, Hydrolon Moisture Lotion is a really lovely one to use. I fly with it regularly. I don't particularly get on with the jelly. I don't find the jelly that hydrating. This is that sort of formulation. It's a cross between a serum and a moisture cream, and it's fabulous. It's really, really, really lovely. It's unscented. I mean, I put it on my face this morning and it did tingle after I'd exfoliated my face, but that's only to be expected. That's because the skin is absolutely brand spanking new, and whatever you put on it, it's actually going to tingle slightly. Something else I've discovered in my arsenal now is the La Roche-Posay Toleriane Sensitive range. There are 3 of them. There's a lotion. This is the moisturiser, which is sort of like a moisturiser cream, and then there's a balm, depending on your skin type or your skin's needs. It's got a prebiotic in it, and it's just loaded with really nice, hydrating, unscented, moisturising ingredients. It's lovely. Also from La Roche-Posay, if you want something slightly stronger, is Cicaplast, which I keep and put over any emergency dry areas. If your skin is really beginning to peel off, cut back on the retinol. Mix your retinol at night with one of these, 50-50, to slow the delivery into the skin and to reduce the strength of the active ingredient, and then layer on some Cicaplast. Cicaplast is my go-to range for repairing damaged lips, chapped skin when you're skiing, when you're flying. It's a really lovely one. Two slightly more expensive ones. There is the Hydropeptide. That's just the facelift moisturiser. I don't know why it's called facelift. It's literally a really lovely reparative hydrating serum. And then, if money's no object, you've got Zoe Medical RESTORACALM, which is specifically formulated for the use on retinol, or in this case from Zoe Medical, Retamax. That's their form of retinol cream intolerance peeling. The peeling party, the dreaded, I look like the singing detective. Does that mean anything to you? It was a TV series when I was growing up where the guy had really bad psoriasis and his skin used to fall off. It's only when you begin to suffer from a problem like this that you begin to have some level of understanding of what it must be like to have a barrier repair function problem. I mean, my heart goes out to anybody that suffers from psoriasis. To the point where I can actually, and you know me, I do not use rich creams, but I can actually use Drunk Elephant LOTION Whipped Retro, which is their richest cream, which actually, to be honest, I don't find that moisturising. I pretty much could use that every day or every night, and I still would wake up in the morning and think, I don't find it that much moisturising than most serums, but the fact that it's in that formula means that it is soothing and calming on retinol skin. Now, if you want to speed up, I mean, that does go in really quickly. It's not that moisturising, you know, but then I suppose they do have their oils as well. Notice, no oils. I think when your skin's barrier function is damaged, I mean, I'm not a fan of oils that much anyway, but when your skin's barrier function is damaged and you're revealing brand new skin, to put oil on it could occlude pores. Be careful. Actually, I do like that product. It's ridiculously expensive though. Anyway, if you're tempted to try a peel, please be careful. Retinol is automatically going to, I think, at some point, challenge your barrier function. The minute you challenge your barrier function, that's your skin's ability to keep aggravators out and to keep the goodness, the hydrating, the water in. You're going to be that much more sensitive to peels. So don't put on an acid and leave it on overnight, even if you can do it normally. I don't use my retinol here and here, so I can still use my salicylic if I've got a few blocked pores here. But if you overlap the two, then you're going to be prone to that much more sensitivity, redness, irritation, peeling. But what I do is I always turn to the ordinary 30% AHA, 2% BHA. That's the red one that gets so much coverage because it looks a little bit like blood. It's a sort of thick serum gel. And the reason I use something like that is because you can put it on and you can listen to your skin. It's supposed to be on for 10 minutes. If you're not tingling, you can leave it on for 20. I've left it on for up to 30 when I'm not using that strong a retinol. However, if your skin starts to tingle, you can wash it off straight away. You can listen to your skin and you can use it accordingly. And if you can't be bothered to go online, Revolution, which is a Makeup Revolution skincare line from Superdrug, has basically just done a dupe that's virtually identical. So they are easy to use, relatively safe, low-level resurfacing gel serum masks that you just leave on for between 10 and 30 minutes. I mean, there was a point when I'm not using retinol and I could sleep in that and I wouldn't have any ill effects at all. Don't do that. Don't do as I do as I say, because I'm here to test products, so you don't have to. I am the guinea pig. The fact that my face is falling off because I'm using NEOSTRATA Retinol NAG is because I think it's I think it's pretty much the strongest retinol on the market out there, short of Retin A. And going through January and February, I will start using my prescription strength Retin A that I managed to wangle from Boots in Bangkok when I landed recently. When you travel around the world, in the UK, you can only get prescription strength Retin A, retinoic acid in a cream form, from a dermatologist. You can't even get it from your GP anymore. You can get Differin over the counter, which is a new generation form of retinoid, which is less irritating. It comes in a gel form and a cream form, and you can get that over the counter from one of those sort of online prescription services. A little bit like you can get cold sore medication now that used to be on prescription that's come off. It's a sort of prescription, but it's a prescription service via online, via a GP online. But there are really good retinols out there that I think are pretty much just as strong. Retinol, NEOSTRATA Retinol NAG is one of them, and I do think Medicate Cristal Retinol, they are really strong. Retinol is the next step up, metabolic step up from retinol in the skin before it becomes retinoic acid. But I'm going to link below my retinoid video below so you understand how it works. Essentially, it's the reason that you would put up with all of this pain in the arse side effects is because it is the gold standard ingredient, and within 2 or 3 months of using it, you will notice superficial fine lines, pigmentation, dehydration. All those things do start to ease up. I swear it's the only reason that I have relatively decent skin, because I hammered my skin when I was young. That's how I cope with the dreaded peeling party. You should have seen my face this morning. Ali Sheedy, The Breakfast Club, move over. I had face druff, as I like to call it. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. Any hints and tips or products that you use to help you with the dreaded retinol peel, will you let me know? Because I quite often take advice from you guys, you're brilliant.